they could just be getting started. Larry, let's jump to Larry-N-Stafford. What's your thoughts? You feel like this is a blessing for the Texans to potentially get this team early?
Oh yeah, it's definitely a blessing show, and it's you want them to go out and test themselves early against a team that's kind of trying to get their feet on the ground too, because Lamar coming back and all these new things that he's going to have to get adjusted to. So yeah, sure, I'm glad they're going to Baltimore first so that we can go up there and get a real good test and see where we are. But I called about a couple other things, it's real interesting to me when I hear people talk about whether or not they're upset about the quarterback speaking, right? And I'm doing this in another way, man, just because I want y'all to take how serious I am about this. John McClain ass should have been put down a long time ago. Because, see, he get up in his feelings when he can't do the things that he want to do. Sean Pendergast put out a poll that showed 90% of the people don't give a damn about whether or not C.J. Stroud was speaking this week. And now I get it. Everybody is enamored with the new Christmas gift under the tree, and they want to play with it. But maybe C.J. Stroud didn't want to talk, because I remember him doing an interview when he said that he had to scale back some of the NIL deal stuff because it was getting too out of hand, and he just wanted it to chill and calm everything down. Maybe he just wanted to use this week and last week in the rookie minicamp just to be able to get over there and get acclimated with his new surroundings, get over there and really show his new teammates or his rookie teammates that he's one of the fellas and wanted to go through the motions and go through the practice and everything without any kind of distractions or walking in front of a camera so John McClain can ask him, so does your C2 score prove that you still don't belong in the NFL or whatever silly-ass question John was going to ask? We don't need to hear from C.J. Stroud, but here's the thing that we also know. We're going to hear from C.J. Stroud for the next 10 years if we're lucky, if he be the quarterback of the Houston Texans for that long, which is what we're all hoping for. We're going to definitely hear from him by the time they hit camp in July. So everybody just needs to pump the brakes on whether or not that we wanted to hear from him or not, because I can tell you this. I'd rather see his ass throw a pass and hit a wide receiver than listen to him come out there and tell me, well, I'm going to go out here and do this and all this other stuff, man. He got to find him a house. He got to get his parents acclimated if they come in with him. There's a whole bunch of things. Last thing before I let you go, Show. This John Morant stuff, John Morant makes my head hurt. Because people spend their entire life trying to get to the point where they can take their family out of certain situations, which his situation probably wasn't as bad as some of them have been. But this clown has had an opportunity to create a generational path, not just for himself, his kids, but his future grandkids. But this clown wants to ride around and play with guns, right? Which we all know, guns are not something to be played with. See, this is what happens when your silly ass hang around with dudes that don't have nothing when you the face of everything, so they can help your ass come back down there with them when they don't have nothing, so that you lose everything. And we're not going to talk about that as his daddy and his mama's fault, because his ass is 23 years old. John Morant ass has a responsibility not to just himself, but to the Grizzlies organization and to the NBA as a whole to not do dumbass stuff. And yet, here we are with him doing it again. John Morant is a liar, and he did what everybody else do. They run and say, I went got counseling, and know they ass sat in their game room and did nothing. John Morant ass is going to learn a hard lesson when everybody gets tired of dealing with his ass. Then he's going to be looking silly, just like his friends did in that video. And All
right, Larry. A lot there. The Ja thing, I think everybody keeps pushing it like it's Ja's influence. Like Ja ain't the potential influencer. like it ain't potentially Ja.